Okay, this is the last installment of this. We've just got done burning 100%. Everything worked out. All you're going to do, take this back off. Go ahead and remove this disc now. And then you can either do this with or without your old disc, or without a disc inside. I just do it with it. You don't have to. Again, now this is the piece, your magnet piece. What we're going to do is we're going to turn it counterclockwise and get that off of that. Okay. As soon as you have that off of that, all we're going to do is basically reverse the exact process in which we disassembled this thing. We're going to go ahead and grab our hard drive cover and put this in. Now, this piece here is going to go right on top of this. Again, if you have a different hard drive, don't worry about it. You can always refer to somebody else's hard drive disassembly video. There's plenty of them on there. Mine's just more detailed than most. Now, on this, we're going to go ahead and put these little tabs that we bent outwards. We're going to push them back down just a little bit. It's pretty soft plastic, so it's not going to damage anything. We're just going to push that back down to where they're more down than up. We're going to grab the hard drive cover again, or the drive cover. I'm sorry, I'm saying hard drive. It's actually their disk drive. Anyways, you're going to put this back on just like it came off, face down, to where the smooth part's sticking out, and you're going to turn it, and then it'll click into place. And then when you try to turn it off, it won't come off. You need to make sure that you do that. That's why you have to pull this off, because you have to give some kind of a counterweight to it. Well, when you try to take this off, it won't come off. That's what you want. And then this little piece of plastic here, I never even took it off, as you remember in the first video. Just basically just push it back down, and then push it, get your sticker back down as best you can. Now, this is why you're not going to be able to send this into Microsoft, but anywhere else, stores, anywhere that you actually bought this console, they do not tear it down to this level to find out if anyone's taken or tampered with the Xbox. That's what the aluminum seal right there is for. And then the one on the plastic casing, that one there, that's what those are for stores to check for that kind of stuff. So as long as you took care to take those two off, you're going to be okay. Like I said, just push this back down as best you can. It's okay if the corner's up or whatever. That's not going to hurt anything. The only reason mine's bit up that bad because I've disassembled this many times. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that metal clip here, this is kind of important. That little clip here has to be back on the way it came off, okay? Because that's going to keep your drive from bouncing around from excessive vibrations, things of that nature. It actually kind of holds down on the side of the drive here, and it just keeps it from bouncing around too much. And then you're just going to put it right back on top of it like normal, and you'll hear the magnet click into place once you have everything down like you're supposed to. And there you go. That's all that is. Now, you're going to go ahead and pull your drive back out, because we have to replace our 4 screws. Again, just be careful not to unplug that. You can if you want, but I don't. So it's up to you if you wanted to do that. And then go ahead and place your 4 screws back on. Slide them into place. And then just screw them right back into place like normal. You don't want to over crank these, but put them nice and snug, because there is a little bit of vibration from the actual player spinning. Just put it, not too bad, just a little bit. Again, this thing is not glass. You're not going to break it by doing this kind of stuff. You can leave this laying on that. It's not going to damage it. Don't push down. You just want to push just hard enough to put the screws in, but that's about it. Okay, now just grab it, flip it right back over, and then put it back where it came from. And then that's it. It's if it's getting caught, and if like you're having trouble getting it out, now see like right here, it's a little uneven, but that's because everything's not bolted down yet. Don't think oh no, I did something wrong. It's it's teeter-totting or whatever. Don't worry about that. You're not going to damage your box doing that. Okay, now we're just going to basically reverse the process, and once we took it apart, we're going to go ahead and grab the one with the metal disc on it, and then it should be the one with your sticker on it, provided which way your sticker was. Again, you know, it depends on how it is. And remember that these are going to go on the outside of this casing here. So what you'll want to do is you'll start on one side and you'll let those go on the outside. Double check this side, make sure everything's out, and it just slides right down into place. Once you've double checked and made sure all those are down, I'll flip it over, put it right on its top. It ain't going to hurt anything. Go ahead and grab the last 6 screws and then replace them in the holes in which we took them out from the first video. It is kind of important not to lose these screws. That's why you see a bed sheet down on my table right now. You don't want to lose these because they would be pretty hard to replace, short of getting a new Xbox and doing the same thing. So go ahead and fire these back in. Again, you don't want to over crank them, but you want to get them in, because remember, these are going into plastic. You can strip that plastic out pretty easy. Just, you know, you want to crank it on good enough to hold it into place, but not so loose it's gonna, you know, fall apart, or not so tight you don't want to strip anything, damage anything. You should be able to feel about how hard it is to Okay, now once we have all that together, we're not going to need any more tools from this point forward. Now we're just going to grab our casing. Also, I did forget to mention, while this is open, that is the perfect time to blow this fins off. The ring of death is actually from these 2 chips right here overheating, and that's caused by those fins that we can see in reference as in the second and first video. That you need to go ahead and blow that off, get all those things cleaned up, and we're just going to slide this back into place. Now remember, these are just little push pins. It's not going to hurt anything by doing this way. And then you're just going to pop it down into place. These are just going to snap right in. You'll hear them pop them in, or you know, popping into place. And then just push it down on that, and it pops right together. And then you're going to flip it over, make sure these are popped in, pop that in there, push them in. Everything's good to go. Now we're going to replace our sticker right there. And now we're going to replace our eject button. Oh, you know what? Disregard. See, even I forget, and I've done this 100 times. You're also going to go ahead and replace your foil. Forgot to mention that. And then your push pin actually goes on just before you put your casing back on. And again, remember, it just, you know, clips into place. And just be careful not to damage that when you're putting it back on. You want that to look as factory as possible. Nice and smooth, looks like it was never even touched. Now we're going to go ahead and start with the hard drive side by replacing our plastic pieces on our ends. Now this one's a no-brainer. Obviously, this only lines up with that. You cannot go wrong on that. If you do, then, well, I really don't know what to tell you on that. So, you know, again, there's virtually no way to mess this up. Just pop it right into place. Again, as referenced in the first video, that little piece right there is actually going to go to the front of your Xbox. This is going to the rear, and those little clips right there are going to slide right down on top of that. You do not want to go like this and place it in. You're going to break these prongs. Push it straight down on top of it. It'll pop right into place. If it's not going in, it's because you put this wrong, or the little tabs are not inside these holes. You need to make sure that that's done correctly. You do not want to break these, because if you break them, this piece is going to come off pretty easy, and then they're going to be able to tell. So just try not to break those as best you can. And then this is back to normal. You can go ahead and replace your hard drive, and then you grab your faceplate and just pop it. and then you're done. That's it. As far as an ISO mod, it looks exactly like a standard Xbox, no damage done. You should be able to take it apart and install it and put it all back together in roughly an hour. Again, the only tools you're going to need: small screwdriver, the Torx bit, and a number 2 Phillips bit. Don't ask for the discs. I'm not going to give them to you. So no worries on that. Hope it helps, and happy modding.